Well, howdy, folks. Figured I'd give a quick update on what's been going on around here because we know we all love my updates. All 7 or 8 of you that look at them. Anyway, convertible. It's about ready to run. Need to charge battery. Need to run a vacuum line from here, or at least just plug the port under there. Rig a temporary fuel system up down here at the bottom, because the tank is currently empty and I need to put a sending unit in it. I don't want to put any gas in it just to start it. So we'll just, and there might be some junk in it that we'll need to run out. So for the initial start and break in, we'll just put a 5-gallon can over here and run a line to it and it'll be fine. I primed it. It got 45 pounds of fuel pressure. It got 45 pounds of fuel pressure when I primed it with just the drill. So I'm happy with that. It's got coolant in it. Don't see any leaks. We've got a temporary gauge system rigged up over here so that we can keep track of the water and oil. And then we'll either figure out how to move them in the car or just hook the factory temp gauge back up, and I don't know what we'll do about the oil pressure. Maybe see if we can run a line to it. But for now, this is what we got. The 51 that you can see back over there, it's not the coil. I put a new coil on it. It's getting plenty of fuel. I thought maybe it was a fuel pump, but it's not. I fired it up the other day and I got it to run. Ran fine. Drove it over here, drove it over by the house, washed it. Then took it for a couple of loops around the driveway. And the third or fourth loop, I did like I did the first time when it shut off. Run her up pretty hard in low gear, get a little aggressive going into second, get back into the throttle, a little bit aggressive again, and it shut off. Same thing it did last time. So we're leaning towards the Pertronix unit itself. I'm about half tempted to just buy a rebuilt points distributor to drop in it and say to hell with the Pertronix stuff. But that's where we are with it. Her race car. Well, I should have posted the video by now, but if I haven't, y'all will see it. It's sitting right there, no longer hooked up to the truck, as you can see. Yeah, that's as much as we'll get into that for now. We saved the best for last. Look at here. Working on my race car. I decided I'd pull the oil pan off of it to see if I could figure out why it hurt a bearing. It's been a year. An entire year has passed since I've done anything to this car. So we might as well try and diagnose what broke. So hang on a minute. Let's crawl on down here and I'll show you what we found. So, as you cannot see because it is dark, but let's put a little light on this. Can y'all see that? That right there? There's the pickup. So the end of the tube is still attached. I thought it was going to be broken off, and that was what we were going to find, and it had sucked air. Well, instead of being broken off down there, it's broke off up here. So one of the wheel stands where I lifted and it came down and banged the oil pan on the track. It obviously, let's see, can we set that here so we can see anything? Does not look like it. Hang on. Oh, well, look at that. We found the flash. So anyway, so where I thought it had broke the end of this tube off because of lifting with it in the air and the oil pan hitting the racetrack, and the oil pan's actually got a crack in it right here, and I tried to JB weld it because it was leaking. It actually pushed the front of the pan out a little bit. It hit hard enough the last time. But the worst part is it's not supposed to do that. So now we need to figure out which bearing is starting to go away. And if I'm a betting man, so we got 1 and 5 right here, and we got 2 and 6 right here. I'm betting at 2 and 6. We've got 2 and 6 right here. I'm betting it's right here. Every time I've spun a bearing in a 351 Cleveland, including a motor that I took out of the junkyard that had a spun bearing in it, it's always been on this throw. Every single one of them has been on this throw. Not back there, not there, not here. This is the one that's always spun. I've had some of them other bearings that look like shit, don't get me wrong, but this is the boy that always spins. So we might pull these caps off and look to see, and if it's just starting to get into the bearing, well, we might pull them all off and look. But we may throw a set of bearings in it, new oil pump and pickup tube, and we may run the last race of the season. Maybe not. We got to get the convertible running first. But there's a quick and dirty update, and we'll talk to you later.